Hello guys, we're Team Group 9. Our contemporary corporate entrepreneurship issue in our global business environment is the entrepreneurship culture. In the last few years, we have experienced a growth in startups, and everyone is trying to beat the next Google. Amazing campus, people dress as they're going to the beach, and of course, do little work for big pays. Interestingly enough, we'll be using a tech company to analyze and prove our point in tech companies don't always have a good culture. Let's talk about Yahoo, for example. Yes, I know, it still exists. I'm as surprised as you are. I know most of you only see 10 seconds before you get a virus, but this company is 4.48 billion, or at least that's what Verizon was willing to pay. The person that we will be discussing or analyzing will be Marissa Mayer. She was the CEO of the company from 2012 to 2017, and she was the most criticized CEO by the New York Times on her management decisions. Oh, right, I forgot to tell you. When Marius got her position, it was a big step for women, having a power position, but there was something about to happen that was interesting to everyone. Yahoo got sued more times, allegations for gender-based discrimination. Scott R. was one of these persons that was not happy with the dismissal. Yahoo uses an appraisal method that lets supervisors and employees rate their work of their peers. And even though he received a very satisfactory outcome, he was still fired several weeks after. After this, only more criticism came after, like the New York Times Magazine released an article with the title, "What Happened to Marissa Mayer Tried to Be Steve Jobs." They questioned every decision she made, from buying Tumblr for $1 billion and basically sinking in more than 2 ships. So she got a sinking ship, bought another sinking ship, and basically tried to sink them both at the same time. Analyzing more in depth what Yahoo culture was when she was acting CEO and what it should have been. This will be done in the 4 stages of the cultural web model, in order to analyze the difference between the culture and create a plan in order to create it. Always have in mind that there are 6 main aspects for this model. The first one is stories, which is taking into consideration past events and decide who takes the company inside and outside. The second is the rituals and routines, our daily behaviors and people and what people expect. The third is the symbols, which are logos or something as simple as a dress code of the company. The next one will be the organizational structure. Does Yahoo have a flat structure, or does Mayer just try to boss everyone around? The fifth is the control system, the one Yahoo uses to fire their employees after getting a good grade on their performance. And lastly, we have the power structures, who determine who has the real power or who has the influences on the decision.
Wait, and Marissa Mayer also had some positive aspects, and she made some positive decisions to it. Yahoo has an environment which favored the employees as they had their own independence. They were allowed to work from home and yet shared a good relationship with other co-workers. Marissa Mayer, the CEO, had other plans for the company. She wanted everyone to work on site as it allows them to be more creative and focused. She even tried to give examples by comparing the cultural aspects of Google and Facebook. She wanted the same environment as them, as it provided with more creativity and responsibility. This brings us down to X and Y theory, where she wanted to shift from X to Y, as X was individualistic and Y was more collectivistic. Also, Y is more low power distance compared to X. There are 4 stages of culture web model. First, analyzing the culture. It is where you analyze the culture and its dominant factors. Secondly, analyzing the culture as you want it to be, where you work towards the new culture. Thirdly, mapping differences between the two, where we point off the differences considering company's aims and objectives. Fourth is prioritize changes and develop plan, which further will be explained by Harsh. So the fourth part is prioritize changes and develop a plan, which will further be explained by Harsh.
Whoa, easy man. Yeah. So let me now explain the 4th stage of the cultural web model, which is prioritize changes and develop a plan. We'll discuss how Marissa Mayer did it in Yahoo. Yeah, the first thing that she did was follow the principle of communicate, be clear, and over-communicate if necessary. It is said that most of up to 70% of executives are not very clear to their employees, and most employees don't understand their organizational strategy. So it is very necessary for any company and its executive to be clear and communicate and repeat themselves if necessary. The next step that she took was get them to recommit, which is in most of the cases when employees do not get results on their innovative thinking, which is when they are not taken too seriously or when they do not have access to upper level executives to present their ideas, they tend to give up, which is why she wanted them to recommit themselves, which means she wanted to set up an infrastructure of innovation and participation where people are allowed to raise concerns and people are also allowed to participate in irrespective of what their level is. Yeah. So the last step that she took was providing a support that nurtures innovation, which means again develop an infrastructure and provide support to the employees so that they could reach out to the upper level executives. And it also supports innovation, which means that when you have innovative ideas, you could reach out to and make a difference in the company. She said she maintained policies like come say hello to me in my office, or Yahoo needs you, or something like that. And the last part was celebrate the progress, wherein she made sure that in every media conversation that she had, in every media outing that Yahoo had, she made sure that the employees' work is celebrated and she mentioned it. So the last innovative idea by Nitish increased the company revenue by 10%.
Nitish?
Yeah.